has another is the for the tubing. This is the, as I said, this is the wing valve. One wing valve, we have some two. It's connected to the kill line and control and kill the well. Another type of the valve is swabbing valve. What is the purpose of the swabbing valve? We can, like some job, like the PLT production, like the SLIC line, like the wire line, we want to change the subsurface safety valve, we can use the swabbing valve. As you see, we have a mini gauge. This gauge can be used for the monitor of the flowing. This is if we said that the wellhead pressure, by this. And the wellhead pressure is wellhead pressure plus pressure loss due to tubing equal to well flowing pressure. Understand? And the pressure loss is due to friction pressure loss. Call me.
Gravity.
Hydrostatic. Friction pressure loss, hydrostatic pressure loss, and the acceleration. It's very important for the wellhead engineer and the production engineer. This is be safe, and we must be every year or every 3 months check all of the valves with the pressure test. Some of these valves act as a barrier. For the every safe production, we must be at least have a 2 independent barrier. Some of these valves act as a 1 barrier. Another barrier is like a subsurface safety valve, like the packer and like the drilling fluid or the completion fluid. Which one is the valve? Is the tubing hanger and the tubing head?
The section, lower section.
Tubing head set at this one and control the weight of the tubing. The weight of tubing can be decreased by the packer or anchor. The weight of the tubing can be decreased by this one. By this gauge, we can monitor the annular pressure, annular space between the tubing and between the annular. Suppose that we had an artificial lift. Okay? For the artificial lift and gas lift purpose, we must be monitor the annular pressure because the side packet mandrel operates with the annular pressure. In some cases, for the gas lift purpose, we must use a compressor to open the side packet mandrel and the gas move to the tube. Another important thing about the wellhead pressure is that for the sucker rod, for the pump sucker rod, we don't need any this type of the wellhead. For what? In another artificial lift program like the sucker rod, because the sucker rod have a stopping box or a stipper and control the pressure by the stopping box, and we don't need any this type of the wellhead. If you had any question about the wellhead, I'm here.
So we don't need the Christmas, but we do need the wellhead.
Yes, we have a wellhead.
Yeah,
This year
we have
come.
Yeah, but the
Tubing.
second,
But the tree we don't need it because we set the stuffing box at the above the tubing. This part is called wellhead, and another part Christmas tree. When we set this wellhead set during the drilling, okay? In the some drilling operation, like the lighting and another purpose, we use a cover inside of this ramp to protect from the corrosion and erosion. After the special job, when the drilling finish, we remove the inside cover. The name of the cover is weir bushing, and it is very common job. Set a weir bushing, after the job, remove the weir bushing. Also, maybe from the tubing, we have the control line to monitor and open the subsurface safety valve. Okay?
Yeah.
This part at the bottom of the casing is the position of the setting the casing shoe. Casing shoe set at the bottom of the casing. After that, we continue the drilling at the open hole. About the bit, we have a many type of the bit. Roller cone, PDC. But this type, I think is the PDC bit. And the selection of the bit is depend on the type of the formation. At the top hole, we can use the curly core, roller core, roller cone bit. At the bottom, because of the height and because the density of the formation, we must use a PDC. Above the bit, this is the check valve. This check valve allows to the fluid drilling mount come from up, but we cannot return to the steering. This position is the bit sub. At the bit sub, we have a check valve. Act as a subsurface safety valve. Above the bit sub, this part, we have a stabilizer. What is the purpose of the using of the stabilizer? Yes, for them to prevent the movement, because at the during the drilling, we have a weight on the bit and the rotation, and it maybe have a movement, and this movement maybe change the direction of the bit. So we use above the stabilizer to return at the to set the steering at the center of the valve. Now, at the bottom part of the valve is the open hole. You can see this is the open hole. When the drill is finished, now the start of the production engineer. This is after the drilling. No, production engineer and completion engineer come to drilling site and manage all of the feature program. During the drilling, maybe we have some damage, and this damage can affect on the production. Tell me what damage can affect on the production. Last day we spoke about what is the source of the skin factor during the drilling operation. Skin factor. Some of the reason of the skin is about the movement and penetrate the drilling fluid to the formation. Another type is the wax deposition. It's also maybe we have some damage because of the mechanical and the cutting debris. For remove the skin after the drilling operation, we use the acidizing. We can acidizing, or we can use the hydraulic fracturing. We can maybe use the acid fracking process. Let's see the rotation. Beat rotation help us to penetrate the formation. This rotation with weight on the beat penetrate the formation. We can control the speed. At the soft formation, the rotation may be high. But for the tight formation, the weight on the bit must be high and the rotation must be slow. During the drilling operation, always fluid must be circulated. Come from the nozzle at the bottom of the bit, because the cutting of the drilling must be removed. Goes up. It comes up and go through the shale shaker, desander, desilter, degasser, and maybe reproduce after the waste management and come another car to the well. If the cutting is settled at the bottom, we cannot penetrate anymore, because just penetrate the cutting. And this problem known as a bit balling. Just bit rotate.
So we're going to change the bit drilling?
It may be damage the bit. But the first solution for the cutting transport is the drilling fluid. The drilling fluid is the main factor at the drilling. After the drilling fluid, amount of the weight on bit and the amount of the rotation. Also, drilling fluid can control the cutting transport, can control the skin during the drilling operation. So, if you have any question,
So what is the barrier which control?
barrier to control during the drilling.
Control against if the oil.
The oil
field
production.
becomes-
The reservoir have a pressure. First barrier, as you remember, must be have a two independent barrier. First, the drilling fluid weight. The drilling fluid weight by the hydrostatic back pressure on the formation. Rho GH. Hydrostatic. We have the drilling fluid have a strong weight and control the pressure. Another barrier is below curvature at the surface, under pipe racks and the blind racks. The schematic of the gun, schematic of the perforation, maybe include some explosive material, some metal to penetrate the casing, cement, and the formation. But this phenomena also maybe damage the formation, because after the perforation, start the acidizing. This is the You see that? A perforation. The specification of is the shot per foot. Number of the gun at the 1 foot of carrier. The number of the shot per foot or the size of the gun is depend of the design of the production engineer. If we have penetrate at the all direction and many perforate, maybe all of the formation collapsed. So we must be optimized, and also we must be prevent the partial penetration. As you remember, if we have a partial penetration, we have a high skin factor, and the production is very declined. During the production, after the perforation completed, maybe some of the perforation plugged by the asphalting and wax and hydrate. The most common problem for the perforation is the asphalting. For remove the asphalting, we use the xylene, not acidizing. Acidizing, it's maybe sever the asphalting deposition. For remove the asphalting, we use the xylene to clean the perforation. Another problem may be due to the perforation. After the completion, after the perforation, the shape of the cemented casing was changed and deformed. And it is very, very dangerous phenomenon to running the wireline tools, like in the S-slick line tools, because maybe you have a fish at the bottom of the well, because you've seen that. The shape of the formation is deformed and changed. So if have any question about the perforation operation, this perforation activates with the electrical line and is controlled from the perforation unit at the surface. This is connected with the electrical cable, to the perforation unit, and the start of the perforation control with the wireline unit and the electrical shock. We start the electrical and the perforation explode to the formation.